Vampires aren't just legends from Europe. They haunted the imaginations of New Englanders too. In the 18th and 19th centuries, families in Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Vermont believed their dead were rising to prey on the living. These weren't distant superstitions, but urgent fears in rural communities where science was scarce and tragedy struck without explanation. When loved ones wasted away, suspicion fell on the recently deceased. Was it a curse or something worse? The monster wasn't a stranger, but a neighbor, a spouse, a child. Old world folklore found new life in the wilds of America, transforming grief into terror. The vampire they feared was a grotesque corpse, not a suave aristocrat, a revenant feeding on its own family. Fear spread like wildfire, and the only way to stop the monster was to take drastic, horrifying action. This is the true story of how ordinary people became monster hunters in their own backyards. The terror began with a cough, fatigue, and a slow, relentless decline. Consumption. Victims wasted away, coughing blood, their bodies growing skeletal and pale. To families, it looked like a vampire was draining their loved one's life. Today we know it as tuberculosis, a bacterial infection that ravaged close-knit households. In cramped farmhouses, the disease spread quickly, striking one family member after another. With no understanding of germs, people saw a pattern. Death seemed to stalk a single family, as if guided by a malevolent force. Doctors were powerless, and science offered no answers. In this vacuum, folklore took over. Something had to be feeding on the living. The explanation was clear to them. A vampire was hiding in the family grave. Desperation led to a chilling solution. When fear peaked, families exhumed their dead, searching for signs of vampirism. Under cover of dusk, men dug up graves, dreading what they might find. A corpse that looked too fresh with blood in the heart was proof enough. The ritual was brutal. The heart was cut out, sometimes the body decapitated or rearranged. The heart was burned to ashes, and the ashes mixed into a drink for the sick. This macabre remedy was a desperate hope, a way to fight death with death. These acts were born from terror, not malice, as families tried to save themselves. The graveyard became a battleground between superstition and disease. In the end, the rituals offered comfort, if not a cure. The most famous case was Mercy Lena Brown of Exeter, Rhode Island in 1892. Consumption devastated the Brown family, mother, sister, and then Mercy herself. When Mercy's brother Edwin fell ill, neighbors insisted a vampire was to blame. Mercy's body, preserved by winter cold, showed little decay. Her heart still held blood. To the villagers, this was proof. Mercy was the vampire. Her heart and liver were burned, the ashes mixed into a tonic for Edwin. The remedy failed. Edwin died soon after. Mercy's story made headlines, marking the last public vampire panic in New England. The tale became legend, a symbol of fear and desperation. It was the final chapter in America's forgotten horror. The New England vampire panic was born from fear, isolation, and ignorance. Without science, people turned to folklore to explain the relentless deaths. The vampire myth gave them a villain, and a way to fight back. Digging up loved ones was horrific, but it offered a sense of control. Today, these stories are nearly forgotten, whispered in local lore or marked by lonely graves. The panic is a reminder of how fear shapes our actions when we feel powerless. It's a lesson in the dangers of mass hysteria and the thin line between love and terror. In the end, the real monster was the unknown, lurking in the shadows of grief.